This video might save your life, and I know that because it saved mine. Like most people, I've spent most of my life on self-awareness layer 1, which is what do I feel right now? I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm hungry, I'm angry, and this is great information to have. It's really good to know how you feel in the moment so you can avoid lashing out at other people. But it won't fix your problems. Fixing your problems comes from layers 2 and 3. Layer 2 is, why do I feel this way? In my example, I would get these random waves of sadness throughout my day, just all the time, for seemingly no reason, but I really had to dig deep to get the answer, and it was that if I picked 10 of my closest friends, and I asked every single one of them, who is your best friend? Not a single one of them would have picked me. I was nobody's favorite person. Or if you ask, why am I afraid right now? And you're like going up to like talk to a girl or something, he would say, oh, I'm afraid of rejection because if she rejects me, then I have to examine what my value actually is. I think I'm up here. If she rejects me, I'm probably a bit less valuable than I think I am. And that hurts to think. Unfortunately, just being at this layer of self-understanding isn't gonna fix your problems either. What you could do is you could become way more attractive, and you know what? Some girl in the world would still reject you. It doesn't matter because everyone has different tastes. Some people like chopped dudes. So you could become the most beautiful man ever and attract 99% of people, and you'll still get rejected and you'll still be sad. Layer 3 fixes this. Layer 3 is, why do I consider this a success or a failure? It is your metric by which you evaluate yourself and every other person around you. It's the, why does this hurt? It's always been in my head that if I'm not exceptional, I'm pretty much a wasted life. That's why I push myself to grow this channel. That's why I push myself to be an exceptional athlete. And that is why I got hurt so bad when I realized none of my friends don't care about me. Wait, I care about my friends way more than they care back about me. And it's because I want to be valued. I want to be valuable by having a big YouTube channel. I want to be valuable by being like a great athlete. I want to be valuable by being cared about. And you may say, what the hell is valuable? What does that even mean? And you know what I would tell you? I would say, I don't know. I have been able to like deprioritize this, but it still hurts. If you value shitty things like I did, your life is gonna be shit. So a shitty value means two things. Either A, it's not in your control, or B, it's not socially constructive. So a good example would be being liked by everybody. Obviously, not everyone's gonna like you. There's always gonna be some dude, some asshole who, no matter how nice you are, is gonna think you're a weirdo. Being liked is entirely out of your control, which makes it a shitty value. What your value should be instead is always being kind to people, because that is in your control, and you know what? That's gonna end up with a lot more people liking you anyway. I'll say it again, if you value shitty things, your life is gonna be shit. For a long time, I valued being a V10 climber, an exceptional athlete. That basically means that I climb a difficulty grade V10, and I valued that number over my progress climbing, and it set me back so far because I would try something out of my grade and I would get injured and I'd be like, damn, I'm a shit climber, why can't I do this yet? And I didn't realize that I'm not gonna be able to climb a V10 overnight. That takes years of practice and training. That is entirely out of my control whether I climb a V10 tomorrow. Maybe in the long term, sure, if I train for years, then yeah, that is in my control. But tomorrow? No. What you can control, what I could control, is being happy with my progress in the moment and making the most out of it. Because if I don't appreciate my progress, who's gonna do it for me? Or you may value being jacked, which is a terrible value, by the way. All these self-improvement YouTubers will tell you like, oh, being jacked is super important. That's a bad value. You can't control it if you're hit by a bus tomorrow, have to go to the hospital, and all your muscle atrophies away while you're in there for like a month. What you can control is pushing yourself hard. If you push yourself hard in the gym, and that is what you truly value, and you work hard and you get hit by the bus, well, then you're not gonna be sad because you're working hard, and that's gonna end you with better results anyway than the guy who just wants to get jacked. Because if you push yourself hard, you're going to get there anyways, and you'll probably get there faster than the person who doesn't value trying hard. He just values the result. It's like the dude who loves walking versus the dude who loves the destination. The guy who loves walking is obviously going to get there and have a way better time doing it than the guy who just wants to be in LA. I guarantee you also have this really shitty value of avoiding suffering like I did. The value of like being comfortable causes so many other problems in your life that it's unreal. It's probably the worst value in history of all time that's caused the most problems. If you value being comfortable in the short term, then you're going to become super uncomfortable in the long term. You'll become fat because working out is uncomfortable, and so you're going to be in the hospital later, super uncomfortable, being like a glutton, having all these medical issues instead of being fit, which will bring you long-term happiness. Or failing to self-evaluate, like in this video when I talked about the layers of self-evaluation 1, 2, and 3. If you can't self-evaluate, then you're going to have so much problems in your relationships down the line. You're going to hurt other people and yourself because you don't know what's going on inside your head. And if you don't know what's going on, how are you supposed to stop yourself from making bad decisions and hurting other people? And you know what? The self-evaluation sucks. It hurts me to say like, oh, I don't feel good enough yet, even though it's true. It's not easy to do and it is uncomfortable. But choosing this uncomfortable is better than choosing the uncomfortable of having that conversation 10 years down the line with my mom where she's like, you hurt me. Or the conversation 10 years down the line with like my future wife where she's saying, yeah, this really hurt me. I think we should divorce. Choosing the pain of self-evaluation is way better than choosing the pain of divorce 10 years down the line. These activities that suck in the moment, like working out, thinking about yourself, reading, improving, they suck in the moment. They're so annoying to do. But when you're 50 years old, you're gonna look back and you're gonna think this is the best time of my life. Hey Ricky, remember when we used to go work out every single day and we would try to get jacked in the gym and we just pushed ourselves super hard? That was awesome. Those are the days you're gonna get misty-eyed at, the ones right now where you are actually doing the uncomfortable thing to improve your life. Learning this saved my life. I hope it changes yours as well. You got this. Here's a hug. And the feature comment as well. And yeah, the hug. Bow, bow, bow. Bow. Bye-bye.